It's New Brew Thursday. Woo! And this week we're
sitting at a table.
Yeah, we're sitting.
I like how we both pointed and they were both kind of muted points.
Well, I feel like I'm sitting, so I don't have the same energy level.
You feel like you're sitting?
I feel like I'm sitting.
You are indeed sitting.
Well, you don't know that. I mean, I could just be like
Squatting
and just like massive core energy right now.
Like a wooden chair behind you.
I guarantee you that you can't see the wooden chair behind me. The chair is not big enough for...
Well, there goes my joke.
Thigh power. Steven has thigh power.
I do. You don't want to get caught between these thighs.
Okay. This week, we are drinking Hoptologist from Knee Deep Brewing. And Matt bought this beer. So Matt, tell us about this beer.
Knee Deep, they're actually a really great brewery. They've been around for a little while, but they've only really like come to prominence recently. Their big like name beer was the Citra Extra Pale Ale.
Was it? And they have another one called Simtra?
Simtra, yeah, that's another double IPA that they did.
That one was the one where kind of they put them in my scope, I guess.
Yeah, same thing with a lot of people. Like they've obviously they have other beers, but their IPAs that they've been putting out have really kind of been putting them on the map.
Yeah.
So the Hoptologist is the one that's a bit more widely available. I believe this one's year round as opposed to the Simtra, which is put out relatively sporadically. So
cheers.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna say seasonally, but I agree it's more of a sporadic kind of.
Kind of got like some lip fingerprints going on there.
Oh yes, that's my chapstick.
The chapstick in the house.
No, I have more chapstick.
Ooh, wow. That smells delicious.
Yummy.
Yeah, it's got a great aroma on it.
This smells fresh.
They do. I think Knee Deep is really a big up and coming hoppy beer company.
Yeah.
I think, in fact, this last San Francisco Beer Week, they always do like a double IPA or an IPA challenge at the I think it's the Bistro in Hayward. I want to say, and this actually beat out Pliny the Elder.
Nice.
So kudos to them for that.
Yeah.
It's a great beer.
Pliny is definitely one of those. It's like a benchmark, you know.
Yeah.
And I think as a home brewer, not that I'm trying to brew a beer that's like Pliny, but it's a beer that exemplifies what a great double IPA can taste like.
It sets the bar for sure.
Right.
And so you kind of model your beers. Not that you want to model it after the recipe for Pliny, but
that quality
as far
level.
as everything that makes Pliny good.
The difference,
you kind of take that and make it your own and say, well, I like this more, or I like this more, kind of.
I would say this falls into the same category as did the Drake's Double when we did that show, and I went off on my long rant about why I liked it better than Pliny. But I think the difference between these type of double IPAs and Pliny is that Pliny is unapologetically piney and dank when it comes at you, and this is a lot more aromatic and a lot more citrusy. And you don't get as much of that off of Pliny the Elder as you do off some of these. And so I think sometimes for people who are, because I'm more into the aromatic citrusy kind of IPA than I am
I almost get like a lemongrass thing off of this. It's like it's got a little bit of like an herbal spicy quality behind the massive like amount of citrus that you're
I would say it has all the perfect qualities of like, as far as aromatic qualities of a great hopped double IPA.
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
There's nothing bad about how this smells, you know?
Right.
It's all hops in your face.
Well, and these guys, Hoptologist has been around for a little while. I think this was probably one of the first ones that came to market that I remember. But they've kind of like...
Good save.
That was fancy.
They've kind of taken the market by storm a little bit. There's a lot of really freaking good Knee Deep beers out there.
Oh, yeah.
What's the red label with the mountain and the streams and all that shit?
That's a good question.
Don't know.
All right. Sorry.
There's a few other beers.
Look at the fat guy, not doing research again.
Why is that?
You are so getting YouTube comments, dude. Wow. But no, there's a couple of other beers that have been really great from them, like the Knee Deep in Powder, which is their black IPA.
Right.
Which is really,
It's called
nice.
Knee Deep in Powder?
Yes, it is.
Well, I think they're up in the mountains. I mean, all of their labels and stuff have something. I don't know where Lincoln, California is, because...
Oh, so it's not cocaine infused.
Oh, it could be, though. That'd be awesome.
Knee Deep
We should do like a coca beer. from the cocoa leaves.
It's Super Thursday! Yeah! We're gonna be doing a beer right now! Isn't that awesome?
Oh my God. That happened to my ear right now.
Yeah, it also happened to John in his editing.
He's like,
sorry.
audio mixing.
Yeah,
exactly.
I have that down to a science. You didn't clip anything.
Yeah, so I mean, they're from Lincoln, Nebraska. Jeremy, their head brewer, or Lincoln, Nebraska. Well,
Lincoln, California.
Lincoln, Nebraska is the more popular of the Lincoln cities out there. Lincoln, California.
That's like Pittsburgh, California, where Heretic's from.
Right.
When they said they're from Pittsburgh, I was like, but Jamil lives in California.
That's a commute.
Why do you go to Pittsburgh?
Well, I think Pittsburgh, California is Pittsburgh with no H, I believe.
Okay, but when you say, like, he's on the Brewing Network.
Yeah, you don't
hear
say
it on the Brewing
Pittsburgh.
Network.
Yeah, we're in Pittsburgh.
It's like,
Pittsburgh. We're in
That's
Pittsburgh.
okay. So for all of you people in Pittsburgh, you are now required to sound out your H.
Pittsburgh.
I think now's a
where
good
is
time.
the H in Pittsburgh?
At the end.
It's at the end?
Yeah, it's the last.
Pittsburgh.
It's the last.
Pittsburgh.
I live in Pittsburgh. It's so mean. We've now lost all of our viewers in Pittsburgh. I apologize.
Everyone in
to all
Pittsburgh
of you.
hates us.
I think now's a good time for us to excuse ourselves and let you go watch Master Pairings.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Hey everyone, welcome to another Master Pairing. I'm your host, Bill Sisak. Today I have Laurie Delk from 100 Beer in 30 Days.
Hi guys.
I thought today I'd start a series called Late Night Munchies Done Right. So you go out, you're at the bar, you're at the brew pub, you're at the brewery, you're having good stuff, you want one more item at the end of the night to go down with that great food you're picking up. So I have this amazing Reuben Sandwich, Laurie.
It looks
from
fantastic.
In my honest opinion, the premier submarine sandwich place in all of northern San Diego County, the Hungry Bear. It's amazing. Michael is the sandwich expert there. He does a great job. So it's a killer Reuben. It's got pastrami. Actually, I believe he put pastrami and corned beef to go with it, and it's going to be delicious. With it, I did one of our newest releases at Stone Brewery, our Stone Smoked Porter with Chipotle peppers. Great characteristics. It's going to go really well with the meats in here, and then the Chipotle is just going to add a little extra zip to it.
Well, I can't wait because Reuben's one of my all-time favorite sandwiches, and I love the smoked porter. So, cheers.
It's a little more subdued than our cask or barrel-aged versions of this, but, and I don't mean barrel-aged, I mean draft versions. But it's still got that punch from the Chipotle. Got those great roasty malts.
I just love that nose.
It's a chocolate, and it's just delicious.
Oh my God, that's so good.
It's a little bit of heaven right there.
Oh my God. Already one of the best Reubens I've ever had.
Oh, that's so good.
Stephen from New Brew Thursday, you are missing out on this Reuben.
I love that the spiciness from the Reuben plays right in with the roasted notes from the porter, and then the Chipotle just kicks in on the end and adds a
It
little
really
extra
does,
heat.
right on the finish.
Wow, that's so good.
That's such a good pairing. Can I have another bite?
Of course. I'm going to too. Not that I need to. What I like what they do is they take the meat and they throw the sauerkraut in it, and instead of throwing it on top, they do it all on the grill top, so it's all mixed and
So it really
interspersed, so
blends the
every
flavors.
single bite has those flavors.
And that smokiness in the beer just enhances, you know, the flavors of the meat altogether.
Oh yeah, it makes the corned beef just jump out at you. The sauerkraut's still prevalent. Even the sourdough, it plays beautifully in it. So, because you get those nice malty notes as you would from a lesser roasted beer with a toast. And so it definitely plays in there, and it adds another complex level to the porter.
So what was your thought process? I mean, how did you just think Reuben and you thought smoked porter?
Well, yeah, I like to stretch the boundaries. Obviously, a good German Rogan would be perfect because you think rye, something like a Ruthless Rye American version. You can definitely do an amber ale very easily or a dunkel, but I go smoked porter. It's great with roasted meats. It'll go really well with this. The flavors will hold up. The zing of the classic Thousand Island dressing or their version of it there, and the sauerkraut will hold up to the roasty notes of the porter and the chipotle peppers are not overwhelming, so they'll play really good in with the spices that come from the sandwich.
Oh, great job.
You know, it's just doing that for a long time and being able to adapt to the different flavors. But I recommend you guys try the sandwich place if you can, Hungry Bear, and they have so many great sandwiches, and do your own master pairings at home. Thanks for coming out, Laurie.
Thank
Cheers.
you so much. Cheers.
Cheers, everyone.
Welcome back.
Hey.
Hey. So, yeah, Master Pairings, we had a special guest. That was awesome. Laurie Delk. We went down recently and filmed a show with her
She was
that
on
you
the show
probably watched
week.
last week. Yeah. So, she's awesome.
We took
And
full advantage of the
Her.
Delkosphere.
We took full advantage of Laurie Delk.
There you
Full advantage.
She didn't smoke any cigars, though. Apparently,
No, yeah, she's not a cigar smoker.
she doesn't have a taste for cigars.
Yeah.
So.
So, which is why we also couldn't get Bill Clinton to be on that episode.
Yeah. She also does,
That was the contract breaker.
she also doesn't like. She also doesn't like beers being referred to as sexy.
No, she doesn't like anything being referred to as sexy except for people.
Okay. Yeah, which I
Yeah.
understand, but you know.
Well, she's just wrong about that.
Yeah, because as a programmer, I write some pretty freaking sexy code.
iPhone is sexy.
Anyway,
It was. The new one
yeah.
was
So the
sexier.
pastrami with the pastrami sandwich, that was actually that
was a Reuben.
whatever.
Yeah.
It has pastrami in it.
It's a pastrami with stuff in it on sourdough.
Horse radish.
Normally they're on rye bread though, which is the reason I bring this up is because when they were like, "Oh, we're gonna do this Reuben sandwich," I was like, "Oh, we'll get somebody else," because like I've already done oysters, I've already done this, and I don't like Reubens. I hate those sandwiches; they can burn in hell.
You and I are no longer friends.
Well, the funny thing is that one afterwards they were like, "You have to try this," and I tried it, and it melted in my mouth and was like.
Delicious.
Yeah, it was like
Yeah,
a chorus. It was a chorus of like small children singing something to me that was like changing my life. Yeah,
In your mouth.
I don't really have small children in my mouth
singing in your-
ever. Just for the record,
You said it.
No, it was actually funny because
I intentionally went a different direction. Once I included small children, I intentionally went in a different direction.
Small children. Yeah.
No, but the aftermath of that was awesome because they were like, "Oh, the sandwich is great," and I was like, "They've got to be exaggerating." And they were like, "No, you have to try this sandwich." When we were done, and we were like,
Horseradish is something that I'm really like getting a taste for. It's kind of like when you eat like pure wasabi. Depending on the amount of horseradish you eat, like it really gets you in the back of your sinuses,
Well,
you know, and it's tasty.
As a kid, my dad always got horseradish with his prime rib, which I thought was a horrible like desecration of a fine piece of meat. And this smell, just sitting at the table, the smell of the horseradish was just like overwhelming, and it was like, oh god, I
What was
hate
this
eating
guy
with
doing?
you. Yeah. As an adult though, I actually put horseradish in my Bloody Marys.
"Oh, that's delicious."
Yeah, and it is pretty freaking amazing.
Yeah.
So anyway, it was very nice having Laurie. You'll see a few
Yeah.
more episodes with Laurie Delk as the Master Pairings guest. Very excited about that. Also, I'm going to correct myself right now. So if you're sitting there typing your YouTube comment, just go ahead and delete it. It was not knee deep. It was high water that I was thinking of earlier. So my apologies.
And that's that.
And that's
Yep.
that.
So getting back to this beer, like I said, it's overall, I think it's a perfect double IPA.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, it's actually nice because you kind of always have to go back to Pliny, but the thing about Pliny is that it's always drier than I would like in a great big double IPA. This one has a little bit more alcohol. This is 9%, but it's nice because it's got body to back up all of the hop and the bitterness and stuff like that. You definitely get that nice caramely kind of malt backbone to it.
You
which
think
I
Pliny's
really,
too
really
dry,
enjoy.
huh?
Yeah, it's like it.
I think it finishes a little too soon myself.
Yeah, I mean well, maybe it's not. It's more for my taste than anything. I just like a little bit more malt backbone to kind of.
I think this definitely has that malt backbone, greater than Pliny.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's kind of sucks that we're comparing this to Pliny, but
Well, no.
We talked about
It's
this
not,
before.
it doesn't suck.
It is the benchmark.
Yeah, Pliny is it's been the #1 beer on.
It is the original.
Yeah, and it's the original double IPA kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it is the beer that everybody searches for their example of a double IPA, at least out here in the West Coast.
And also the fact that we're favorably comparing this, I think, says a lot.
Right, it's not like we're like, oh, this is so much better than that shit Pliny.
That's true.
You know, I mean,
No, well, it would be.
please don't take that comment
Pliny
into
is so.
context.
It would be. Pliny is so much better than this shit. But we're saying this is basically a contender for Pliny. But if you want different qualities in
Yeah,
double IPA.
yeah, exactly.
Like
And-
in a good way, not
Yeah,
like
that's exactly it.
detrimental to the beer. Or anything.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, this is a fabulous double IPA all around. I mean, I have no bad things to say about this
And
whatsoever.
it's actually kind of I think this is more at cellar temp right now too.
Yeah, it's a little bit warmer.
It's tasting fabulous. It's really
I don't want to hear the word fabulous again.
Yeah,
but
you were gonna say something.
I actually, the first time I had this beer, I think it was probably an old one, because I really despised it, hated it, just would never drink it again.
Wow.
And so even today, when you showed up with it, I was like, because I haven't had it since, and so in a sense, this is a new brew Thursday for me.
Yeah, this is actually
because this is actually how it should taste, and it must have been an old or infected bottle or something, and it was a good year and a half ago that I think I had this.
Knee Deep, like I said, they've been around for a while, but they've really, just recently started to put out some really, really great stuff, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what else they're going to be coming out with in the future.
Apparently, they got hops down.
They really do.
They know what to do with hops.
Yep.
So it'll be interesting.
They make
to see.
hops their bitch.
Boom.
Well, I wouldn't say that. Okay.
Never agree with me.
I do too.
I could be like, you know what, this ice cream is cold and delicious. You'd be like, nope.
Nah, you
It's
just want to
warm
throw in
and
your
it's
cold.
warm and whatever.
All right.
I'd be like, whatever, John.
So, anyways,
Whatever, Steve.
these guys are so adorable.
Shun on.
They're so adorable.
Reshun.
Reshun.
So, am I gonna have to close this show out or what? Like,
Reshun.
Shun. I'm shutting the audience.
No, what'd you do?
I did nothing.
That was your mic pack.
I was.
Is your battery still in there?
I don't know. Maybe. I can see my voice.
All right.
I can see my voice.
I can see my voice.
On that note.
Okay, shun off, audience. And until next week, stay safe and drink beer.
Cheers.